Hey, what's up, my beautiful people? It's your boy Devo Motivational back with another day trading QQQ recap. Real quick, as always, I want to say thank you all for all the likes, comments, subscribes. Thank you, everyone, sticking me through the journey. I appreciate every single one of y'all. And let's get straight into it, okay? So, today we don't have much news coming out. So, really, no news coming out. We had a free day of economic data, no economic data. Today, I believe earnings again or sometime this week, but we have no real economic data today. Tomorrow, we have the money supply and crude oil stock change. That could be pretty important. But overall, not too much news. But we did have a huge pump up to start the day. We had a gap up and then a pump up, kind of just throwing all of our levels, pumping all the way through our levels and not giving us no entry. And so look at the Qs. I was looking at the Qs to start. I had these levels marked, right? Kind of in a range, and I told you guys yesterday, if it broke out of this range, I want to see it give time some type of breakout and pull back, and then I would target these highs. But excuse me, as you see the 5 minute, it just ran up. If we look at the 1 minute, literally just ran up, like literally almost a straight line up. One pullback we did get. Sorry, I'm in a trade right now. I'm gonna break that down to you guys, so I gotta make sure to look at the price. Wow, recording. Okay, so one pullback we did get was we got this test of the full breakout of our highs. We got this 1 minute test. We did get this one right here, but this was kind of a retracement. There was no real pullback, no 5 minute fair value gap scale down to a 1 minute fair value gap. It was just kind of a quick. If we look at that 5 minute candle, it was all the way through. If we look at this 1 minute, it just came back and tested it as like a little retracement. Then just pumped up, pumped up, pumped up. We were waiting for this fair value gap to get touched, and we would have took it long. And it just kept pumping, pumping, pumping. Okay, and there was no entry point, right? So I was like, okay. I mean, through all of this, I was like, okay, we could still get a pullback, right? We can still get that 5 minute pullback through all of this, right? And I was like, okay, because we have this nice 5 minute fair value gap. If you guys look, we had that 1 minute fair value gap. So that's what I was waiting on to get touched. Never got touched. We kept running up, kept running up, kept running up. And then what do? We kind of topped out over here. As you see, break up. You see we had a pullback to this 1 minute fair value gap. Broke up again, barely broke structure again, showing that it's kind of overextended. Bunch of wicks on the top side. Ends up rolling over. What does it do? Creates an equal bottom to where we broke structure. The leg that broke structure created an equal low to it. So I was like, okay, beautiful. Now I want to see some type of 5 minute fair value gap to get in to erase all of this trend, right? Because this is all trend. There's no, yes, we do have these 1 minute gaps, but the ultimate, not the ultimate, but a bigger demand zone would be this 5 minute scale down and then this 1 minute huge candle, right? And so we were overextended, broke down, we broke past this fair value gap, showing that this fair value gap broke structure, but then got broken back through, right? So kind of taking out the 1 minute higher low, actually taking out the 1 minute higher low because we broke structure, took out that higher low. So basically a 1 minute change of character, but it's not really a 5 minute change of character till honestly somewhere this one right here, because you see a high, low, higher high. So it's really, now we created equal low towards that higher low, which we're going to get to, and that is still looking very good. Even though I'm about to get stopped out, my stop loss is right here, still looking good to me. I still feel like we can drop down. So during this move, actually on the SPY, we were actually just getting a pullback to this nice 1 minute fair value gap, and we actually pumped up, pumped up, pumped up. But as you see again, this is like trend line pump, as you see, and then it's when it topped out, it barely broke structure, and you're seeing wicks, 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 right? It's struggling to go up. So that's why I still feel like it's looking good, because again, SPY and the QQQ are going to correlate. While we had this drop, SPY was actually dropping to a demand zone, right? But the Qs was giving 1 minute change of characters, 5 minute equal lows at the low that broke structure. So excuse my cookies. So it was really looking good to me. During this pump up is basically this pump up right here, right? And so what did we see whenever we created these equal lows? Let me just show you guys. So we broke down, right? Created equal lows to these to almost the swing that actually created the breaker structure. We actually pulled back to this 5 minute gap, not a fair value gap because it's not a break of structure yet. So pulled into this 5 minute gap. I scale down. I don't really have a 1 minute gap. I just have this 1 minute candle, 1 minute red candle. This is where I got in at. So not an A plus entry, but about a good B entry. Why is it not A plus? Because we don't have a 5 minute gap scaling down to a 1 minute gap. We kind of just have that 5 minute gap. Another one is because we were reverse trend chasing. Why is it reverse trend chasing? Because you guys see it was a huge pump up, and on this move we're going for the downtrend, right? When we're in so much of an uptrend, right? So that is risky also, but again, I still feel like I had a good setup. Still followed my strategy. Again, a 1 minute change of character on the 5 minute, not a complete change of character yet, but got close to it. And as you guys see, there was no drop into this 5 minute fair value gap. You see it's kind of overextended, just shooting straight up. We pulled back, nice, right? Almost creating equal lows to where I got in. Whenever we got this 5 minute gap, I hopped in, and then we broke down and created equal lows of that swing that actually broke structure. So that's why it's also looking really, really good. As you guys see, it's sweeping out the entry I got into. You see a bunch of wicks right here, which I don't like. I do like because it's showing power on the other side, but then don't like because it's creating a bunch of equal highs right there. So, but as well as, guys, you can see all of this trend line right here. Now you can see all of this trend line right here. I wouldn't be surprised if it just shoots big candles come down, end up stopping everybody out down here, as well as trying to get into this 5 minute and 1 minute fair value gap. Okay, so that's why I got into this trade, followed my strategy, but it's still not an A plus again because we don't have the 5 minute scale down to the 1 minute. Okay, on the SPY, yeah, it's still playing around. It did break structure, which is what we like. We like how SPY broke structure, and it's like struggling to break structure. And we do like all of these candles that are kind of just trendy again, because it can take out that trend easy, right? We have a clear trend line like this. We have a clear trend line like that. Bam. Boom. Almost touched it. 1, 2, 3 trend line. And now we can pull back to this 631 and see if we break through. On here, we kind of do have a trend line as well, actually. If you guys see this. Bam. So 1, 2, 3. We want to see if it comes back down to this 565. Hopefully it falls through. Right, that's just a little bit of like trend line trading. So yeah, on the upside, we were trying to get in, but it wouldn't give us a pullback to this nice 5 minute candle, 5 minute fair value gap, as well as 1 minute fair value gap, right? It just wouldn't give us that pullback. And so we weren't gonna trade, but then we seen a nice setup, you know. So again, we are down over 400 bucks that past week. Not the best trading week at all. If I lose today, probably be about 100 bucks. But I feel confident, you know. I'm not feeling like, oh, if I lose this one, I'm out of the game, you know. I'm gonna spiral out. No, I feel good. Like, I felt like it was a good trade, you know. So if it stops me out and it wants to go up, I just got stopped out and wanted to go up, right? Because there's no real reason for it to go up, right? We came all the way down. We passed all these demand zones. There's no 5 minute demand zone. There's no 1 minute demand zone. You have a 1 minute change of character, a pullback into the 5 minute gap, right? I got in at this 5 minute gap, right? And I'm targeting all of this downtrend. All of this trendy uptrend to take it away, right? Right now we're stuck in a range, but even though it's around my stop loss, I still kind of feel confident in it. I would like for it to fall already, because I have been in the trade for about a good 45 minutes. Yeah, I've been in the trade pretty long. And I hate trades like that, right? The best trades are the trades that just move if I got in right here and it just absolutely just mooned. Those are the best trades to get into. Trades like this, when you're hopping in, I hopped in at 9:58. Yeah, around 9:58, 10 o'clock. No, actually, it was 10 o'clock, almost exact. So I've been in for 55 minutes, and these are the worst trades to be in, because these things can last all day, and that's when time decay gets your contracts and everything, and that's when it's like you're stressing out kind of the whole day, because you want to know if your trade's working out or not. But again, we don't have no news. Tomorrow we have no economic data. Let me see. Okay, wrong one, wrong site. Okay, earning whispers. Let's see what earnings we have, because I know earnings are coming up. We do have some earnings, but those aren't really big. Calendar, let's see, Tuesday. So Tuesday we don't really have nothing important. In phase, I've heard about that stock. Okay, yep. Wednesday we're gonna have Tesla earnings and Google earnings, as well as Chipotle, QuantumScape, T-Mobile, IBM. I don't really know ServiceNow, but these Wednesday is gonna be a big day for stocks. Um, and keep in mind, we could be front running the news, right? And then on the day of, we might actually sell off. That is a lot of times what happens. So it'll run up all the way to earnings, and then when market's about to close, it probably just like dump it, or right when earnings come out, the market just dumps. Or that stock just dumps. That's kind of what happens. So Wednesday we're gonna have Tesla and Google. Thursday we're gonna have Intel. Friday we don't usually have earnings. Yeah, Friday we have no earnings. So this week is big on earnings. Again, we don't really have any much economic data. There's no news that's came out. Wednesday is going to be a big economic data day as well, but we'll see when we get there. All right, I don't want to make this video too long with you guys waiting out. I was hoping something would happen when I got on here. So you guys see my trade I got in right here. I'm just waiting for it to stop me out or go hit TP, but I will update you guys because I don't want you guys just sitting here. There's not too much to talk about, again, because there's not any news, no economic data, nothing's really coming out. It's kind of just a dry day, but I feel confident in this trade, pretty much really feel confident in this trade, but it could still come up, stop me out. But I will let you guys know, okay? I love every single one of y'all sticking with my journey. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Remember, guys, stay persistent, passionate. Make sure I get paid, all right? Peace. Boom. All right, my beautiful people. So I was just going to update you guys later, but I feel like it was going to be better if I just hop back on video and reattach just reattach and show my reaction. So exactly what I said. Exactly what I said it was gonna do. So again, it overran up. There was no demand zones up here, right? Through the 1 minute demand zones, you overshot. You actually filled all the 1 minute demand zones in this run up, right? But you see how it was trending over, and it could still fall more, but overextended far up, right? Didn't touch this big old 5 minute fair value gap. Overshot, not even overshot. It filled all its 1 minute fair value gaps, right? Gave a change of character in the 1 minute. In the 5 minute, there was no change of character yet, but it overshot everything. There was no demand zones left. Came down, created equal low throughout the structure. Gave me a pullback into the 5 minute gap that I could see turning around, and then played around for a little bit. Then what did I say it was going to do? Break all of this down, and you still had this demand zone which it could react to off of, and could end up playing around for the rest of the day, or could break structure to the upside for the rest of the day. But showing you guys how these things work, the liquidity, knowing where liquidity is, knowing how to turn around by knowing what price is supposed to do with the structures, with these fair value gaps, how it's breaking structure, how it's moving upwards. Then you have these change of characters, pullback, and then you have a drop to fill these demand zones. So again, this was about a B setup, right? It wasn't a 5 minute fair value gap following the trend, scale down to the 1 minute, but we still had a very good setup with knowing where liquidity is at, knowing market structure, and that is how you get a winning trade. So this trade, it had 3 contracts in it, and that was 126 winner, $126 winner. We're currently going to make up last week, so we're up on this week $126, but we still feel behind because last week we need to make it last week's $400 back. That is last week plus the week before that. The week before that, I lost $67. Last week, I lost somewhere about a high 300. So put them together, about 4 something. So this week, excuse my good people, I'm just aiming for good trades, being patient, sticking to the process, and doing that. We're gonna make everything back from these 2 weeks, and then we're gonna be better than ever, higher than ever. Our portfolio is gonna be bigger than ever with this pump coming around. All right. I love every single one of y'all sticking with me. Stay persistent, passionate. Make sure I get paid. All right. Peace.